Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a question I get asked more than almost any other. I have this 1965 quarter. Is it silver? Is it valuable? What's the deal? So we're doing a deep dive on the 1965 Washington quarter, its story, its composition, and most importantly its circulated value. No fluff, just the facts. Let's start with the most critical point. The coin you see right here, a 1965 Washington quarter minted for general circulation, is made of copper and nickel. It has a pure copper core clad with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It contains no silver. Not a trace, but why is that such a big deal? 1965 is the year the United States Mint stopped making circulating silver quarters. The last 90% silver quarters were dated 1964. So 1965 marks the very first year of the clad coinage era for quarters, dimes and half dollars. That makes it a historic coin, but not necessarily a rare or valuable one in the monetary sense, now to value. For a standard 1965 quarter that spent time in circulation, what is it worth? The short and definitive answer is 25 cents. Its value is its face value. Let me repeat that. A circulated 1965 quarter is worth 25 cents. Not $25. Not $2.50. 25 cents. I see so many videos and posts where people get excited about find this coin and get rich. That excitement is based on a misunderstanding. The vast overwhelming majority of 1965 quarters you find in your change are worth exactly a quarter, but you might be thinking, Alex, mine looks a little different. It's shiny or it's got a weird color. So let's break down the only things that could potentially give a circulated 1965 quarter a premium over face value. And these are exceptionally rare in circulation. First is grade. A coin in absolutely pristine uncirculated condition could have a small premium to a collector. We're talking maybe $1 or $2. But listen closely. A coin straight from circulation, no matter how bright or shiny you think it is not uncirculated. Uncirculated means it never entered the banking system, never jangled in a register, never touched other coins. Finding a true uncirculated 1965 quarter in your pocket change is essentially impossible. So please don't look at a clean coin from the 1960s and assume it's uncirculated. It's just a nice circulated coin. Second are errors. The 1965 quarter does have a famous and valuable error known as the 1965 silver transitional error. This is a quarter struck on a 90% silver planchet meant for 1964 dated coins. These are incredibly rare and worth thousands of dollars. How can you tell? The weight. A regular clad 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver one weighs 6.25 grams. You need a precise scale. It will also have a different ring, a clearer bell-like sound. But let's be realistic. The mint was incredibly careful to use up all silver stock. Finding one of these in circulation is like winning the lottery. Do not assume you have one. Third are interesting varieties or oddities. This could include a strong doubling on the design known as a double die, though these are not major for 1965. Or it could be a minting oddity like an off-center strike or a clipped planchet. These are damaged coins, but some damage happens at the mint. For a circulated example of something like that, you might get a few dollars from a collector who wants that specific oddity. But again, this is not the norm. So let's do a quick value recap for circulated examples. Your average worn 1965 quarter like this one worth 25 cents. A nicer circulated example with full details and some luster maybe still just 25 cents. It might be more attractive to someone filling a coin album, but they won't pay a premium for it because there are literally billions of 1965 quarters out there. Billions with a B. That's right, over 1.8 billion quarters were minted in 1965 just from the Philadelphia Mint. They are one of the most common dates of the entire Washington quarter series. Commonality is the key factor here. Here's my practical advice. If you find a 1965 quarter, enjoy it. Appreciate its history. It's a first year of the clad era coin. It's a piece of monetary history. Put it in a folder or keep it as a pocket piece. But do not go to a coin shop or list it online expecting to get more than 25 cents for it. You will likely be disappointed and the dealer will have to have the "it's just worth face value" conversation for the 10,000th time. The real value in collecting is often in the knowledge and the hunt, not in a big payday for every old coin. Understanding why your 1965 quarter is so common is more valuable than the quarter itself. So to wrap up. Circulated 1965 quarter. Composition: copper nickel cladding. Silver content 0. Circulated value 25 cents. Exceptions are extremely rare. 1977 quarter dollar, a coin that has been in circulation for decades but still catches the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1977 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been a staple in American currency since 1932, featuring the profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. This coin represents both history and everyday utility. The 1977 quarter was struck in Philadelphia and Denver, and it is composed of a copper-nickel clad composition, which means it has a core of pure copper and outer layers of a copper-nickel alloy. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and makes it durable enough to circulate for many years. Despite being a common coin, millions of 1977 quarters are still collected today by hobbyists who enjoy assembling date and mint mark collections. When we talk about the circulating value of the 1977 quarter dollar, it is important to understand that most of these coins are worth their face value of 25 cents. This is because they were produced in large quantities and are not considered rare. However, if you find a quarter in exceptional condition that is uncirculated or has unique characteristics, it could be worth more to a collector. Uncirculated coins are coins that have never been used in everyday transactions and often have a shiny luster that makes them visually appealing to collectors. Collectors also pay attention to mint marks, which are small letters on the coin that indicate where it was minted. The 1977 quarters from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while those from Denver have a D mint mark. The mint mark can sometimes affect the value, especially if a certain mint produced fewer coins. That your coins with errors or unusual features can also be valuable. A common error might include misaligned dies, double strikes, or unusual coloration. These coins are rare and can attract significant interest in the collector community. In addition to collecting, some people keep old quarters as a way to preserve history. Each coin tells a story about the time period it was produced and the people who used it. Even though the 1977 quarter is not made of silver, it still holds a place in the hearts of many collectors who enjoy sorting and examining coins from different years. If you are interested in selling or buying a 1977 quarter dollar, its value will depend on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Coins in circulated condition are usually worth face value unless they have unique errors or exceptional quality. Grading services can help determine the exact condition and provide certification, which can increase a coin's value for collectors. Those interested in investing in coins should always research the market and consider consulting with experts to make informed decisions. In summary, the 1977 quarter dollar is a coin that has been widely used yet still holds interest for collectors. While most of these coins are worth 25 cents, coins in uncirculated condition with rare features can be worth more. Paying attention to mint marks, errors, and overall condition can help collectors identify coins that might have added value. Collecting coins like the 1977 quarter dollar can be a fun and educational hobby that connects people to history and the everyday lives of Americans from decades. The 1983 Washington quarter. I get questions all the time. Is it silver? Is it rare? What's my 1983 quarter worth? So let's clear it all up right now. First and most important point. The 1983 quarter was made for circulation. It was meant to be spent. It is not a silver coin. By 1983, all circulating quarters were made from a copper core with a copper-nickel cladding. So it's the standard modern sandwich coin. That means its intrinsic metal value is low, just a few cents. So if you find a 1983 quarter in your change, what is its circulate value? Its circulate value is 25 cents. It is worth exactly 25 cents. No more, no less. It will spend just fine. You will not get a premium for a typical worn 1983 quarter. The mintage was enormous, over 600 million of them from the Philadelphia Mint and over 500 million from the Denver Mint. They are absolutely everywhere. Now let's talk mint marks. Philadelphia coins have a P or no mint mark. Denver coins have a D. Neither the P nor the D in circulated condition adds any extra value. They are both extremely common. But you might be thinking, wait, I heard some 1983 quarters are valuable. And that is true. The key is condition and errors. We are talking about uncirculated coins and specific mint mistakes. A 1983 quarter that was never spent that is in mint state condition can have a small premium to a collector. We're talking maybe $1 or $2 for a nice shiny uncirculated example. It's not life-changing money, but it's more than face value. The value comes from its preservation, not from the date itself. Now for the big-ticket items. Errors. There are two notable error varieties for 1983 that collectors look for. The first is the 1983 doubled die quarter. This shows clear doubling on the inscriptions, like "In God We Trust" or the date. A strong doubled die can be worth hundreds of dollars even in circulated condition. You need a good eye or a magnifying glass to check for this. The second major error is a broad strike or a double strike. This is when the coin is struck incorrectly by the mint press. These are much rarer. Values can range widely based on the severity of the error, from $50 to several hundred. But let me be perfectly clear. These errors are rare. For every one error coin there are millions and millions of normal 1983 quarters. The vast overwhelming majority of 1,983 quarters you find are worth 25 cents. So what should you do? First, check your change. If you find a 1983 quarter, look at it. Is it worn? Does it look perfectly normal? If yes, then spend it or save it as a cool piece of modern history. If it looks odd or shiny and new, then take a closer look. Get a magnifying glass. Check for doubling. Compare it to images online of the known error varieties. If you think you might have something special, take it to a trusted coin dealer for authentication. Do not get scammed by people telling you your regular quarter is worth a fortune. To summarize. Circulated value, 25 cents. Uncirculated value, $1 to $2 maybe. Error value can be significant but is very, very rare. So keep looking, because the hunt is fun, but keep your expectations realistic. A single coin is a tiny metal archive. It holds history in its design, its metal, and the marks of its journey. Today, let's read the story of one specific piece, a 1983 Washington quarter. It seems ordinary, but its story is surprisingly deep. First, the image itself is history. The portrait of George Washington on the front. That design first appeared in 1932. It was created by sculptor John Flanagan to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Think about that. By 1983, this design had been in American pockets for over 50 years. It survived the Great Depression, World War II, the Cold War, and the race to the moon. This quarter wasn't just money, it was a durable, circulating monument. Now, the metal tells a more recent, economic history. If you found a quarter from 1964 or earlier, it would be 90% silver. That ended in 1965. The rising price of silver made it too expensive for circulating coins. So the U.S. Mint changed the recipe. The 1983 quarter is made of a copper core with outer layers of a copper-nickel alloy. This sandwich coin is a direct artifact of that economic shift. It's a piece of mid-1960s inflation policy you can still hold today. The reverse design is a historical link, too. This bald eagle with outspread wings, arrows and olive branch in its talons, is the Great Seal of the United States. It's a symbol older than the country itself, adopted in 1782. Every time someone used this quarter for a newspaper, a cup of coffee, or a parking meter, they were handling a tiny, battered piece of that national emblem. Where it was made is part of the story. In 1983, quarters for everyday use were struck at 2 mints, Philadelphia, with a P or no mint mark, and Denver, with a D. These mint marks are tiny geography lessons. They tell you this coin was made by one of 2 huge, industrial facilities, part of a system that produced over 1 billion quarters that year alone to feed a growing national economy, but the most personal history is on the coin's surface. This wear. These small scratches and dulled features. This is called its circulate value. This isn't a financial term, it's a historical one. It means this coin worked. It passed from banks to cash registers to piggy banks to jeans pockets. It bought a slice of pizza in 1985, a soda in 1992, maybe a gumball in 2001. Its value of 25 cents never changed, but the world it moved through did. So we have 2 histories of the same year. The preserved coin, the uncirculated one, tells the official story of 1983, what the mint intended to produce. The worn coin, the one with circulate value, tells the human story. It's a piece of material culture. Let's talk about a coin you've definitely held in your hand. The 1984 Washington quarter. It's one of those coins that just feels normal, common, almost forgettable. But that's exactly why we need to have this conversation. What is a 1984 quarter really worth? Is it just 25 cents or is there a hidden fortune in your pocket change? Stick around because the answer is surprisingly straightforward but with one very important twist. First, let's get our eyes on the subject. Here's a typical circulated 1984 quarter. It's made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. That means it has a core of pure copper sandwiched between outer layers of a copper-nickel alloy. This has been the standard since 1965. So no silver here. The design is the familiar profile of George Washington on the front, the obverse, and the heraldic eagle on the back, the reverse. It was minted in massive numbers at 3 mints, Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D mint mark, and San Francisco S mint mark, though San Francisco only made proof coins for collectors that year. Look at those numbers. Hundreds of millions. Over 1 billion quarters total for circulation in 1984 alone. This is a modern workhorse coin. It was made to be spent and saved and spent again. So when we talk about circulated value, we mean a coin that has lived a life. It has scratches where on high points like Washington's hair and knee, a loss of its original luster. It's been in pockets and purses and vending machines. So for the vast majority of 1984 quarters, their circulated value is exactly 25 cents. Their face value. If you have a 1984 P or a 1984 D quarter in typical used condition, it is worth a quarter. It is legal tender. It is not rare. It is not made of precious metal. Its value is purely monetary. You will not buy a car with it. You will not pay off your student loans. It is worth a quarter. Now before you click away, there is that one important twist I mentioned. And it all comes down to a tiny little detail. Or more. Focus on completing a set from every mint in uncirculated condition while others search for unique error coins or coins with unusual toning. In conclusion, while the 1984 quarter dollar may appear to be an ordinary coin worth just 25 cents, there is more than meets the eye. Collector's value, condition, rarity, and historical context, and the coin continues to be an interesting addition to any collection, whether you are a casual enthusiast holding a few coins in a drawer or a dedicated collector. Meticulously grading each coin, the 1984 quarter offers a window into numismatic history and a tangible connection to everyday life in the 1980s, exploring its value, understanding what makes some coins special, and appreciating the artistry and craftsmanship of minting can make collecting quarters a rewarding and educational hobby.